Good Friday, boys and girls. I am going to go over the social studies for today, do a quick lesson on that. You're going to use the information from yesterday's lesson on Honolulu, Hawaii, and Phoenix, Arizona, and you are going to compare them and contrast them. So to compare something means that you are seeing what is the same about those places. And then the contrast to them is what is different. So you may hear similarity, and that's something that's the same. So similarity starts with an S, and right here, similarity starts with an S, and same starts with S. So that's how I remember what that word means. And then ways that they are different or a difference, okay? So first I'm going to introduce something that you guys have seen before, I'm pretty sure, and it's called a Venn diagram. And what a Venn diagram is it is a way for you to compare and contrast or find similarities and differences between whatever you're looking at. So remember that what we are looking at, so you can create one of these on a sheet of paper. It's just two circles kind of looped together with a big enough part in the middle for you to write. So these are the things that are going to be the same in both of the things that we're comparing. Okay, and then over here on this side, let's say that this is going to have to do with Honolulu, okay? Hawaii. I think it's H-I. Okay. Then go over to the other side, and you're going to put Phoenix, Arizona, okay? And I'm just doing the abbreviations, but so you've got everything that has to do with Honolulu, Hawaii here. Everything that has to do with Phoenix here. And then in the middle, if you see things that are kind of the same between both of them, you're going to put it in here. Okay? So and then after you're finished with this, this should be easy to fill out for you. Okay? So let's do this first. And then you should be able to do the other portion on your own. So you may have to go back to yesterday's assignment, 9-10, and pull up the little passages. So we've got the one from Phoenix that I have up, and it says Phoenix is a large city located in the Sonoran Desert in Arizona. Phoenix sits in the Salt River Valley and is mostly flat and surrounded by has mostly flat land surrounded by mountains. Okay, so I'm going to do the land portion, and then I'm going to move to Honolulu, and I'm going to look at the land portion there. Honolulu is on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. The Hawaiian Islands were formed millions of years ago by the power of volcanoes. The Diamond Head crater is a reminder that there were once volcanoes in Honolulu. There are also sandy beaches, hills, and canyons. So could you say that there's anything the same about these places? So when I'm looking at this, I'm going to just kind of push your thinking here. But in Phoenix, Arizona, if it's a desert, what is on the ground? If you said sand, you're right. So if I look over here in Hawaii, it says that they have sandy beaches. So if I'm thinking about that, is that something that's the same? That they both have sand? So what I would do is I'd look here and I would put here that they both have sand. Okay? And then when I'm looking at Honolulu, Hawaii, I think there was volcanoes. Did Phoenix, Arizona have volcanoes? They did not, right? So let's put that Honolulu, Hawaii has volcanoes. Okay. But I'm not going to put over here on Phoenix does not have volcanoes, because that's not really what we're looking for. We're looking for something that Phoenix has that Honolulu, Hawaii does not. So let's look again at the land portion. So let's look at Phoenix. So I'm just moving back and forth here with my arrows. So here's Phoenix. It says Phoenix is a large city located in the Sonoran Desert. Phoenix sits in the Salt River Valley and is mostly flat and surrounded by mountains. Now, okay, so if I go back to Honolulu, it doesn't say that it's flat. It says there's also sandy beaches, hills, and canyons. So it's really actually kind of bumpy there. The desert is a little more flat. So I'm going to put that Phoenix, Arizona has a lot of flat land. Okay? And it doesn't look like Hawaii does, but that's one thing that's the same between them. That's one thing that's different between the two of them, right? Excuse me. So the next thing that you might want to do to help you out is go through the climate. Okay? And after you go through the climate of Honolulu, go through the climate of Phoenix and think to yourself, is there anything that's the same between them? And if there is, you can put it under both. If you look at the climate for Phoenix right here, and then you go back and I am messing up. Okay. And you go to the climate here for Honolulu, and you notice there's nothing the same, or maybe there's something the same. I don't know. But if there's nothing the same, don't write anything under here. Maybe their climate cannot have a comparison. Maybe they only have contrast. So write something here and something here. It just depends. But just break it up into bits. Then look at natural resources for both places. Compare and contrast them. And then look at natural hazards for both places and compare and contrast them. When you are finished, you will have to respond to these questions right here. Now you have the page. So if you have a printer at home, you can print it out, or you can just on a sheet of paper, write it down. So now I'm going to actually go to, the classwork for today. So I'm going to look here, and this was from 910. That's where I got the passages. And I am going to go to 911, comparing communities. And the questions have been posted here. Okay, it says sentence stems. I read about, so right here you would put Honolulu and Phoenix. Then you could put the two communities are similar because they both, so then that's when you would use your chart and find something that they both have and write it under here. Then it says another similarity. So you have to come up with at least two. So that was one. So you got to come up with one more where what's the same. The next one says the two communities are different because... And then another difference is that, and you respond to that. So really, if you can come up with two things on each side, there's one, there's two, oops, there's one, and there's two, you should be good to go to fill this part out by either, again, copying it from a printer if you have one at home, or just writing these out in sentences. Now, when you're done, you would go to, you would click on, well, I'm on a teacher one, but when you're done in your page, there should be a little part over here that says add or create. Click on that, add a picture of your work, both the Venn diagram and this page, and then you will be finished with social studies for Friday, okay? I hope that you enjoy this video. Hopefully you find it helpful, and have a great weekend.